Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show, the show that talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am your host, Chase Bunker. Joining me on the panel today, he is back from the dead, one name to rule them all. It's Murphy.
Zombie. No. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great intro. And player 3 has entered the game. It's Daniel Clegg.
Hey, I'm still player 3.
You're still player 3 for now, because Curtis is on a some vacation thing. I don't know what he's doing, but he's
Spending
gone.
time with his wife.
He is spending time with his wife. That's happening. So, anyways, whether you are watching us on YouTube or listening to us via podcast, thank you for making us a part of your day. Gentlemen, we had some stuff happen, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Windows 10 just came out, finally. Or at least you guys have Windows 10. I don't, because I fear change. So, guys, we'll go right into it. What do you think of Windows 10 so far? We'll start off with Murph, since he just came back.
So yeah, I've had Windows 10 for maybe a couple weeks now, and it's inoffensive is probably the right word. Everything just kind of works. Like nothing seems to have been broken. The start menu is fine. I had limited experience with Windows 8, and it was not great. But this seems like kind of 7 with some minor upgrades. I will say my coworker with an Xbox One loves it because he can stream his Xbox games to his laptop. So when he was sick, I think at one week when Windows 10 conveniently came out, he was able to just bring his laptop into bed and play video games there instead of on his couch.
I think that feature just went live this week, didn't it? That's brand new.
I think it was in beta for a bit.
Yeah.
Right, but now it's available to everyone. Like before, you had to be a Windows Preview member or something to access. Now everyone can, which is pretty sweet.
I love, the nice little rhyme that Murph said. Like 8 wasn't great, but 7 was heaven. I love Windows 7.
Ooh.
Whatever, deal with it. Clegg, what do you think?
I would agree with everything Murph just said. I've had it for all of half a day now. So I haven't had a lot of time with it, but same thing. It was a very smooth upgrade for me. Took 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. All my programs still work. It looks just like 7, but sleeker. The start menu I have to teach myself to use again because you never touch that button with Windows 8 because it switches the whole thing into tile mode and whatnot. So you never touch the bottom left corner of the screen ever again. But now it's actually useful, so that's great. I'm having a lot of fun with the Cortana voice activated thing. Have you tried that yet, Murph?
I know because I have Siri on my iPhone, and I never use it there. It's not how I interact with computers, and maybe that's because
it's going to be the same thing for me, where I had fun with it for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then I stopped using it. Right now, I could say, "Hey Cortana, open Steam," and it will. Hopefully, it's thinking. Oh, it's still listening. Oh, there it goes. It's opening up Steam. All right. Good.
Okay.
So it can do a few things. It can't turn off my computer, which seems like a very basic feature. But it's fun, telling your computer to do stuff, and it reminds you of calendar events or sets alarm clocks or,
Right. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't do that kind of thing. And I don't know. I like having a mouse. I kind of wish that Windows had a terminal, because I'm at work. That's what I'm a programmer in my day job. I really miss the terminal when I'm back at home.
Okay.
Is that not an option you can go back to?
That you can open up the command prompt, but there's not the functionality that in Linux.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, okay. I'm sure some nerd out there is like, well, if you download this kind of shell, no, I just want ease of use.
You want a native program.
Right. I just want it to work. I don't want to deal with your crazy Linux hyperscript.
Okay. So is it better or worse than Windows 8?
Oh,
no, without a doubt, it's better. For
better?
Sure.
Okay.
Just the UI alone, let's not even talk about the what's the word I'm looking for? The graphical and processor improvements, right? Just in the background, the software is going to run better, but the graphical UI is what we're talking about today, and it's so much better, so much more usable.
Do you happen to know how much RAM it takes to use 10 in terms of 7?
Minimal. I think it's only a gig. I'll look it up right now while while you move on.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have not noticed any noticeable slowdown on my end.
Okay.
I've had a few driver issues, but I feel like if I just give it like more than 5 minutes of effort, I think I could,
Well, the thing is, like, I have 4 gigs on my computer right now. I don't have a very high-end computer. It's kind of basic in what it does. I mean, it was high-end at the time, but now, 4 gigs is just kind of minimal. I'm wondering if
1 gig if you're running a 32-bit, 2 if you're running 64, so not very much at all.
Actually, I think I'm running 64-bit right now.
Well, that's fine. Then you need 2 gigs, and that's it.
Yeah. So, alrighty, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, first off, Murph, it has been a while. We should have gone like with more of an introduction, but no, I kind of want to talk about Windows 10 because I keep getting this little bubble every once in a while saying, "Hey, you should get Windows 10." It's like, I'll wait for my friends to test drive that for me. So, Murph, how have you been?
I've been good. Let's see. Recently, last weekend, I participated in a game jam.
A game? What is that exactly?
Yeah, can you explain that to us?
So a game jam is when you get a bunch of nerds like myself who are interested in game design and game programming and that sort of thing. And we get together in a physical room this time. This was the Indie Galactic Game Jam. And we, in this case, went for 48 hours, went and just made a game.
Oh, I've heard of these. I just didn't know they were called game jams.
Right. And you basically...
It's like Space Jam, but with programmers instead of basketball players.
I'm actually surprised there was only one game that used the Space Jam music, which is odd. And the theme of this game jam was kind of space and the Florida Space program, because it was in Orlando. And major shout-outs to the Indie Galactic Game Jam, Space Florida, Indie-Nomicon. I think Microsoft and Red Bull sponsored us, which was really cool. All the Red Bull I could drink, and I was a happy boy.
Yeah, sure.
And you didn't even come to see me.
Yeah.
So
look, I was busy. I was from 8 to 11. I was just programming a game.
It was jamming, Chase. Come on.
I know. I didn't have time.
What system did you end up going with?
So I really like Game Maker because it is very easy to prototype stuff in, and since you only have 48 hours, or really even less than 48 hours, but you only have a limited amount of time, you just kind of want to get things up and have them work. Now, lots of other people used Unreal, lots of people used Unity. It's really just kind of using what you know.
Mm-hmm. So you can decide whether you're going to develop a quick game for mobile or PC or Xbox or whatever.
Right.
Totally up to you.
Yep. And cool. The thing I like about Game Maker is it's real easy to put it out into HTML5, which means the largest number of people can use it. Because if you have a web browser, you can use it.
Right.
And yeah, so I ended up making a game called a Social Space, which is this very weird, very indie game about what.
Did I just lose Murph?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he just died for me too.
Yep.
What is it about?
What?
The suspense is killing me.
I feel like we just went like full. I feel like we just went like full like American Idol. It's like, and the person being eliminated, it is.
God.
After the break.
You still there, Murph?
Murph, are you there at all?
You there?
Huh.
I have a feeling like Murph is like 5 minutes behind us.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Murph.
Hello?
Yes. We
all right,
still
cool.
hear you.
And the game. Okay, the game is about social media in space.
Social media in space. So, no, hold on. I didn't say that right. Social media in space.
And so, like, let's say you're on Earth, right? And you need to send a tweet to Pluto, your buddy on Pluto, right?
Yep.
Radio signals can only go at the speed of light, and Pluto's I think 13 light hours, or maybe I forget the exact time. But even like say you want to send it to Venus, which is one of our closest planets. There's an 8-minute delay between getting from Earth to Venus, assuming everything lines up correctly and it's like the optimal time and all that, or the sun's not in between you and Venus. So like if you think about the internet now, if you have to wait 8 seconds, you're not going to a website. if you have to wait 8 minutes for a web page to load, you're just not going to do it.
Right.
That is correct.
So it's kind of the implications of what it kind of explores that, maybe successfully, maybe not so successfully. You have to check it out at Loki Murph, LOCKEMURPH.itch.io. You can find all my games there. Plug.
My head hurts trying to comprehend that.
That's a really weird but kind of cool concept. How do you guys determine the overall idea behind a game? You guys just throw stuff up on a whiteboard for a few hours before you actually start programming?
So to get more back into the actual game jam, and maybe this is specific to the game jam that I went to, but I think this might have been fairly typical of game jams. The first night, at least in the physical space, there's lots of game jams that are not in the physical. It's just kind of like you make a call for games out on the web and then people submit them. But in a physical game jam, generally people will like propose a game. Like, so I proposed my game on the first night, and other people made kind of their pitch as well. And then you form teams, and so if you can't form a team for your game, you maybe go.
There goes Murph again.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yep. It's
You want to try calling him back?
No, I think it's internet on his end, because I mean he's going robot-y for you, is he not?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so it is Murph on this end. We lost Murph temporarily. We will get him back as soon as we can. I know that Skype's trying to get him back right now as well. When we get him back, we'll go right back into it. But Clegg, I believe Grand Tournament Hearthstone comes out also on Wednesday, does it not?
That's what we're thinking. We know it's coming out this month, so we've got next week is the last week of the month, unless they were to release it on a Monday, and I don't think that would happen. They usually do Tuesday or Wednesday.
I kept thinking that they were going to do it today, Tuesday, because they kept doing maintenance. It's like, okay, they might be doing it. It's like, oh no, they did that last week as well, and I thought it was going to come out last week as well. All right, so Murph, we have you back right now, I think. Go back to what you were saying about game jams, how they're some physical, not physical. The first day, it's a little bit. Then
everyone pitches a game. If you can make a team for that game, you go and do it, and if you can't, you go join someone else's team. So, and then it's just kind of a rush to develop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the conference, I assume all the games are up on some kind of giant screen so everyone can see what everyone else has made.
People do. Everyone presents their game. Yeah. We had about 25 games made that weekend.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. If you just Google Indie Galactic Game Jam 2015, you can find the page with where all of the games from that jam were.
All right.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does.
It is a lot of fun.
Thank you, Murph, for that. That's actually, Clegg, I don't want to be rude and everything, so I'm forced to ask you this. How are you doing, Clegg?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm super excited to talk about Hearthstone, though.
Yes, me too.
Oh, Hearthstone.
Nice. Yeah. We'll go into that because, I've got my stuff and I know Murph's got more stuff because, when you haven't been here for 2 months, you tend to have a lot of stuff you want to talk about, and I'm the same way. Don't worry. So, Hearthstone. As we were earlier saying while we were trying to get Murph, we kind of speculate that Hearthstone, the new expansion, is going to come out tomorrow. They have a lot of cool cards coming out. They have a new thing called Inspire. For every time you use your hero ability, something actually happens with certain cards. Of course, you have a new card back coming out. They've announced also that the higher you are in ranked play, the more rewards you're going to get, which I think is a great idea, and I've been waiting for something like that as well, because right now, like, me and my girlfriend, we literally just go to 20. It's like, all right, I have no reason to do anything else in ranked play other than maybe play it one more time for stars.
And some people didn't want to continue to play it because they were worried they would lose ranks, so they'd get up to 18 and then fall back to 20, and then get up to 19, but then fall back to 22 or something. Now you get a reward based on the furthest you made it at any point in the month, not where you currently are at the end of the month.
I thought it was where you currently were, so it's like, all right, so you're kind of taking a gamble.
That's how it currently is, right? So they're promoting you to continue to play because maybe you'll beat where you were a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
right.
But these are all awesome changes.
Yeah, these are very big changes as well, and I think they're all great changes. Like Murph said, actually, let me rephrase this first. IGN and GameSpot both had their cards, like all the cards unveiled for all the classes, all the neutral minions, etc. What card stands out to all of you guys right now, if you can? If you can name it off the top of your head, which card stands out to you? We'll start with Clegg.
Oh,
well, I'll put you on that spot.
I'm going to be biased and say that the new Shaman Legendary is looking pretty sweet. Shaman is the class I play more than anything else. But that's just the one I'm most excited about. But I think the mechanic that we didn't talk about, which is the joust mechanic, is
I forgot about that
aspect of the new expansion. It's kind of like Inspire, which is a new, card affix. But Joust, each player pulls a card out of their deck, and whichever one costs more wins the Joust. And then if you won the Joust, the card's effect goes off. And that's going to promote people to play higher cost minions, which in theory will slow down the game and dissuade people from just rushing with,
Lobby.
Murloc.deck.
Exactly. Charge minions and Murloc minions and, really low cost stuff that's like Face Hunter. So I like that, because it will slow down the game and promote more control-oriented decks.
Yeah. Murph?
So my card of choice is the 4-mana card that makes you discard your hand, but then you have full mana.
Oh, the Druid card.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
What is that called? Something. I'll find it.
Something, yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but it gives you 10 mana.
Right.
And that's ridiculous.
Right, well, it's not all that. It's good, but it's not all that good. Because sure, you can play any card you draw, but you're only drawing one card.
But you're top decking at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Druids have cards that let them draw cards, so it's not
true.
Terrible.
The only way that card makes sense to me is if you already have cards in play that will allow you to draw cards, like the Let the Pain Speak to Me dude. Every time he takes damage, you draw a card.
Oh yeah, the minion.
Or you've already got no more draws a card when he dies. I can't remember card names.
Right. I mean, this is just a big effect that I don't feel is overpowered, because the drawback is just really terrible.
It is, for sure.
And it's low cost, and I like cards like that.
Yeah. For me, I've been playing a lot more Hunter, and this is gonna be the more ironic choice of mine. I think one of my favorites. It's a little bit expensive. It's a 6/1. It's Ball of Spiders. First, you drop 6, and you get 3 web spinners. And for those who don't play Hearthstone, the web spinners, their death rattle effect for when they die is that they spawn a random beast in your hand, which sometimes could be good. You can get Gazrilla, you can get King Crush, and so you get some of these really powerful guys. But then you also could get a boar, and it's a nice little gamble feature. And I think anytime you have beasts out there, it's great, especially if you also have the scavenging hyena. So when they all die, that gets pumped up, or when you have the vulture. Every time a beast is summoned, you draw a card, so that's a nice little combo as well.
So speaking of random, have you guys been playing any Tavern Brawl?
Yes. Sometimes I really like it. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the game that is that week.
The layout of the week. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I have enjoyed the vast majority of them.
Yeah,
I would say so too. I really like the ones that have pre-made decks and they're themed, like the new one they're doing next week, which is going to be the Grand Tournament themed. You get to play a pre-made deck with Inspire minions on one side, or a pre-made deck with Joust minions on the other side. So you get to preview the new cards before the expansion launches with these 2 custom character skins, which are pretty cool. I think it's Medivh and Ilaria, which you can purchase, but in case you haven't, you get to see them and play as them.
Yeah.
And the decks are pre-made, so you get to experience all the cards for free, right? That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm glad they did that, because one of my favorites, I think it was the first Tavern Brawl, was Ragnaros versus Nefarian. And so I loved the 2 different styles of play, and so I love doing that. But I think another one was fun was there was the one with all web spinners, and then there was one with all unstable portals. It's a bunch of crazy.
Yeah, I think the unstable portal one was my favorite, and I know it's really random, and it's not any kind of tournament level style play.
No.
But like again, before when getting to all you needed to do is get to rank 20. Now, hey, here's a mode that I can have fun playing and do my dailies in. Seems good.
And now they're doing dailies that are specific to the Tavern Brawl that say play 5 Tavern Brawls.
Oh,
and
nice.
then you get a gold reward out of it. So it will give you an incentive to continue to play that new game mode. Because a lot of people just play it once, get their free card pack for the week, and they're done.
Yep,
that's what I do right now.
That's what I do.
There's no reason to keep doing it, right? I mean, it's fun, but there's
no. I usually play like 20 times. It's terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that is the way I get my dailies.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about them releasing the card preview in this Tavern Brawl? Because last time they had an expansion with Goblins and Gnomes, they did a similar thing where you could draft GVG cards in the arena. Brawl wasn't a thing yet.
Okay.
So you had to pay 150 gold to do an arena, just like any other time. But then you got to preview the cards, as opposed to Tavern Brawl, you get in for free and get to preview the cards. I like that format better.
Oh,
yeah, I like that format better. Yeah, well, yeah, because 1, free, 2, I feel like you don't have a choice really in the cards that you get, because whenever you look at a card, you're like, okay, this is kind of weird, but then like after a while, you slowly like start thinking of like other strategies, like this is actually like useful for, like the one card that like can't attack. It's like, okay, this is a stupid card, but then it's like, oh, I have an ability that silences a minion. I can silence that, and it can attack.
Silence your own stuff, sure.
Yeah, so
I think Tavern Brawl was really good foresight on their part, because it allows them to create these totally custom gameplay formats.
Yes.
And do things like preview and expansion, because when you did the GVG arena preview last time around, you had no guarantee you were going to get any GVG cards in the arena draft.
Yeah.
You probably did, but just the card pool was such that maybe you got none.
Yeah.
Who knows? They could have been in there, but you could have gotten 2 cards.
Yeah.
Whereas in this current format, they can force you to have a pre-made deck
Mm-hmm.
of 30 all new cards and really get your foot in the door and see these new things for yourself.
They also said that Tavern Brawl wins will also go towards the Heroes of the Storm mount as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's a lot of interconnectedness.
Yeah, and I like that. And I kind of wish at like some point Heroes of the Storm would like go with Hearthstone and be like, oh, okay, by the way, if you win 20 games or something, you get a free pack or something.
You get a card back.
Well, yeah, you get a card back, but I mean like a quest or something that gives you a booster pack.
I just want my gold to go in between games.
That would be nice.
Well, then they'd have to equalize the income rate of all gold.
Right.
Like you get 100 gold for killing a treasure goblin in Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, yes. You've encountered a treasure goblin.
Is kill a treasure goblin to get a pack in Hearthstone? I'm doing that like every day without fail forever.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's the point. Now you're hooked on both Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm. Like that's exactly what they want you to do.
Well, yeah. They came out with the statistic right now that 10 million treasure goblins have been killed in Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Murph, have you played Heroes of the Storm yet?
I actually just did.
What do you think of it?
My history with MOBAs have been almost non-existent. I fired up Dota 2 because I was like, all right, the international's going on. I'll try to see what this is all about. Mm-hmm. Bounced off it hard. It looks muddy. All the items, like I can't.
Right.
It's just too much stuff.
Yeah. There is a very steep learning curve.
It is.
So I tried Heroes of the Storm. Had a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to try and do this. Was really good. However, last night played a game. Someone was like, God, dude, why are you so terrible? Oh, I'm reporting you for being so bad. God, I'm like,
yeah, that's all MOBAs in general. But speaking of Dota 2, when I know that you were sick and so you couldn't make it to Tampa Bay Comic-Con, but we had people in the front row. We had people that played League, and so with Clegg Jet and I played League at one point. We talked about it for a little bit, and then 5 people walk out and they go, Dota 2's better, and immediately I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like I don't
always enjoy mediocrity, but when I do, I play Dota 2.
Between the two big games, for sure.
I guess, and like I guess this is
Granted, Rick Jackie
turned
plays Dota 2, and I might play it with him at some point. Maybe that's when I'll probably play it. But anyways, continue with your story.
I'm just gonna say that my enjoyment went way up as soon as I just turned off Allied chat.
Yes, do that forever and just
like
never turn it back on.
Like
I
Hearthstone,
agree, absolutely.
Hearthstone got it right where you're not allowed to chat.
Yeah, it is. They really did, because the fact that like you don't have, like I had some people last night as well that were just like, we need to go to the objectives. I'm like, I don't know if you know this, but there is a buttload of minions right now on bottom that I'm trying to kill, and I kind of can't reach that objective. So I don't know if that's maybe a thinking thing.
Like, and they were like, oh, you wasted time. I'm like, dude, this is like me clicking quick match. We're here to have fun.
Yeah,
it's that thing, and like I could understand if I had been like, all right, I'm jumping into ranked play. I've played 4 games.
Oh, that's when I'm the dick when it comes to that thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry for bringing your rank down. Oh wait, we're not playing ranked. Therefore, I don't care about what you have to say. Like, I mean, Clay could definitely attest to this. I have told some people off, and I've said some horrible things.
Sure.
I just said cool.
Any of these MOBAs are super, super competitive. Anytime you get a team-based game where people have, in their mind, their EP on the line, their reputation on the line, their ranking on the line, there's gonna be hot hits, right? That's just a normal thing. Yeah. But out of the 3 MOBAs I've played, Heroes is definitely the most friendly to casual players.
Yes.
And has the nicest community in general. Yeah. It's also the newest community, right? So there's time.
There's time for them to be dicks. Like, League was nice at one point.
For sure. But I'm hoping that the Blizzard community in general is more positive than some of these others you come across.
We'll see.
I just remember saying, oh, I don't play Counter-Strike just because I hate the community, and then I realized, oh wait, I play League of Legends, which probably has like the worst community out there. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll play League every once in a while, and there are a few good players, but a lot of the people that I've seen and I've like played with are just complete and total dicks. And I'm also assuming that they're also 12 and still live with their parents, but that's okay. Like, I'm not afraid to tell some people off because I'm a horrible person. And
I'm just gonna keep that Allied chat off.
Yeah.
Or just say cool story, bro.
You got it.
Cool
story. Exactly.
Cool story, bro.
You mad, bro?
You played both games and you enjoyed the, I'll say, streamlined aspect of Heroes as far as the character upgrades. You don't have to worry about shopping and gold. And whatnot. It's just talents per character, right?
Right, and I would kind of want, just if I could pre-pick my talents, that would be even better. But I guess that people were like, no, you have to react. Like,
that is true.
Right.
I could see that as an eventual feature where you can choose, do I want it to go in automatically, or, you know what, I'm realizing now there are 3 warriors on the other team, I need to get something else than my default pick.
It's similar to what Smite does. Smite has it to where you, as soon as you level up, like, I want this to be leveled first, I want this to be leveled second, etc. So you could do that at some point.
Like, I'm not at that level yet. Like, again, I've played probably 6 games at this point, so...
Sure.
Yeah. I've played with my friend Anthony, and he'll always go with my lane, and it's great because, like, it brings us back to the days when we competitive game together, but it's unfortunate because I usually play Stitches because 1, he's just similar to Blitzcrank in League, and 2, he's just similar to Blitzcrank in League. And so whenever he will play like either a support or another warrior class like Stitches. So, like, look, also, for those of you who don't play, like, MOBAs and stuff, the warrior class essentially is a tank class. So, you don't do a lot of damage, but you'll take a lot of damage. And so, when I get, like, a nice hook in, and I bring someone towards us, we aren't doing enough damage. And so, we're more or less just harassing. They're like, why are you guys not killing anybody? It's like, because we don't have the output. Of course, if you read all chat, or if you read the Allied chat, like I said, we wouldn't have had this problem. But that's for another story for another day. But, Murph, what character are you playing right now? And he's a robot. That's probably Gazla.
Yeah, robot.
Oh, okay, he's back.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, wow.
My video just went away.
Yep.
That's not good. While you tell us your champion, I'm gonna try to get this fixed.
Oh, I like the barbarian so far of the five
Sonya
characters.
from Diablo.
Yeah, sure. The girl barbarian from Diablo.
Okay.
Right, with 2 swords. Yep. She's good.
Sonya or Johanna? I'm trying to remember.
Sonya.
Okay, yeah.
I tried the guy on the Griffin. I didn't seem to like that.
He's one of my favorites. I love
Falstad, yeah.
I just couldn't get into
Falstad, tomato.
Yes.
I tried Undead Elf Archer and Rain guy with gun, Space Marine.
Oh, Rainer. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
And those were fine. I like them. They were just those were good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we are just having so many like technical issues on this episode. Whew. This is the most professional episode ever. All right. Yeah, I usually stick with Stitches, and I'm still like at the experimental phase. Like I'll play a few champions here and there. Like I want to be good at Illidan because I have the pop figure now, but it's just the fact that like I can't fully master it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just
very
doomed.
Spammy character.
He is. He's very spammy, but oh well, that's just me.
I don't have enough gold to afford anything except for the ones they give me.
Yeah. Well, I think at 6 you've unlocked daily quests, so you could start to accumulate gold to do that.
Yes.
So it takes a while.
And of course,
whatever.
You can always encounter a treasure goblin, kill it, and its rewards are yours.
All right.
Exactly. Thank you, Deckard Cain.
No problem. That's not a bad Deckard Cain, I will say that.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, that was another thing we did at Tampa Bay Comic-Con was a bunch of impressions. I gotta get that video up still, but it was hysterical and a lot of fun. And also, like, I felt bad I don't know that Game of Thrones character.
Oh, shoot. I wrote the card.
Jaquan?
Jakar, something or other.
That's it. I don't know.
Dude, what rips his face off?
Probably he's dead already, but I don't know. I don't watch it yet, but soon, eventually. All right. So, did any of you guys play Civilization Beyond Earth over the weekend? I have a feeling you didn't, Murph, because you were too busy making a game that hurt my head trying to think about. Clegg, I don't know if you did. Did you play?
I've never played Civilization.
You never played any of the Civilizations?
Wow.
I mean, 1.
Yeah, you played Civ 5 with us, I thought.
No, I don't own it.
Really?
Huh.
I thought you were going to be a part of the failed project that was Chase Hates His Friends, and we all play Civilization 5 together. That was going to be a thing for the channel, Murph, and that just failed horribly because it was literally 20 minutes of us talking and then 5 hours of just silence.
Oof.
It's like trying to figure out how to research, arrows or whatever
Gosh, it was painful. I mean, it was a fun game. You still have to finish it, but gosh, it was just we couldn't keep up. But so you didn't play it at all?
Mm-mm. Is that game like Sins of a Solar Empire?
It is and it isn't. It is in the fact that like it takes place in space. Or it takes place on another planet. Sins is more or less like it goes in other galaxies. Beyond Earth is just one planet, and that's it.
So I've got a question.
Okay.
I played Alpha Centauri back in the day.
I have no idea what that is, but go on.
Really? Okay, well then I was going to say, can you compare and contrast? So obviously not. But so Alpha Centauri was another Will Wright game where you colonize another planet, and it plays it very, very similarly to Civilization. But this was like it plays very similarly to Civilization 2, put it that way. Are there mind worms in Beyond Earth?
I wouldn't say there's mind worms. There are siege worms there, and they are the biggest pain in the butt ever.
Okay.
Because so I had a review that I was gonna make a review video, but of course the footage messed up, and also I looked at everybody else's reviews, and mine's like, ooh, I'm not as good at that. But Civilization Beyond Earth, it doesn't have the charm of Civilization 5. Like Civilization 5, I think was cool is because of the fact that like you had like quote world leaders, and they're all leaders that we recognize. Like, yeah, it wasn't Julius Caesar, it was Augustus Caesar, but we knew who it was. We don't necessarily
that seems like a weird sticking point.
I mean, it is like I don't know. I seem to enjoy those characters.
More Julius Caesar in the house.
It's like I feel like I enjoyed those characters in Civ 5 more than I did in Beyond Earth. First off, if you're a hipster, you're gonna hate the fact that Beyond Earth, like the people that save us, are the corporations. So hipsters are gonna be pissed about that.
Well, I mean that's a very common like future trope.
Yeah. Of course, it takes place on another planet. Instead of barbarians, you have aliens. The aliens are everywhere. And like when I say everywhere, like they constantly spawn. Like you know how in Civilization, like they eventually like barbarians just stop spawning because you've already covered everything. No, like they still keep coming, and like when you're in like, okay, let me rephrase that. Like there's other aliens, and then there's like the massive siege worms which just wreck everything, and there's the sea dragon, and then there's like the massive kraken, and it's so like. You can try to explore, but then you're going to cover one of those things and it just wipes you out. And so they just constantly keep spawning, and you get to the point where you're just like, it hurts to explore, and I can't really see everything because I'm going to get wrecked no matter what. And so it's kind of annoying. It takes away from the game. The one cool part, well, there's a few cool parts about it. Like there's affinities, like you could play like with a purity style, supremacy, or harmony, where you can like it's hard to explain. It's one of those, it's better off you just read, and of course I don't have my notes on me right now. There's a lot of options with everything. Okay.
It sounds a little bit like Alpha Centauri, because they also had kind of weird factional leaders.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
There's a lot of options on it, like to where like if you built like a laboratory, you're going to discover that you can have, like we discovered that we could do this with the miasma, which that's another thing that sucks, because if you land on miasma, you lose health every time you're on it. And it's like, I can't tell because this whole planet is just alien. But they're like, oh, we can do this with it. We can either make it go towards food, or we can make it go towards energy. And so there's a nice little aspect, and like it changes your style of play every time. No two games are going to be the same, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, because Civilization generally, like you follow one kind of tech tree.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like there's not
don't
really...
get me started on that. The technology web, it's not a tree, it's a web now.
Okay.
Because it went from Civilization 5 I'm comparing everything to 5 because I loved 5, and I've never been big into RTSs. Clay can attest to this. I've hated them, and I think Civ 5 is the only one that like kind of made it easier for me. And of course, they have a great tutorial guide to like help you along the way. There's not a tutorial level; you just play it, and they go, "Oh, you should probably do this. You should do that." But there's a web, whereas 5 there was a chart, but this one is a massive web. Hi, kitty. And so you start off in the middle, and like you just slowly like branch out like all these type of like technologies and everything. It's a bit overwhelming, but it is a little bit unique in the fact that, like, you aren't forced to get everything. It's good to get everything, but you kind of aren't forced to get everything.
Right, but you can kind of customize your playstyle for this game.
Yes.
Like, that's neat. I like that.
There's, quote, wonders, but there's, like, no world wonders that, like, you're rushing to get. Like, did you play Civ 5 at all?
Yes.
Okay. You know how like Civ 5, like, if you build the great library, only you can get like double the science. There's nothing really like that. You can just build wonders, but who's not to say the other, like the American can build this wonder, who's stopping South America? South America can just also build that as well. So it doesn't give you an advantage.
We build the Statue of Liberty too. Like I never quite got that.
Yeah.
Like, we got another one.
Yeah, and so it's like there's two. Like this ain't Vegas. So that's
yeah, like Vegas just negates the entire premise of Civilization 5.
Vegas is in as like its own little world, but that's for another day. But overall, like I enjoyed it to a point where I kind of just thought it was on sale for $20, and I didn't think for $20 that it was worth it yet, because again, I think it's with all RTSs. Maybe I just don't have that time span. Like, it's a time sink.
Oh yeah, like I've definitely lost a whole Saturday to like Civ 5.
Yeah, like I put in about 4 hours, and I didn't even feel close to like finishing the game, and I didn't even feel like I was winning the game either. Like, I'm literally like, this is me for like a good 2 hours. Click, click, click. That's it. Click, click, click.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I literally like, went through like 50 turns doing that. So it's okay. It's not the great. I don't think it's better than Civ 5. I still think Civ 5 is a great RTS, and it's a great intro into RTSs as well. So that's just kind of my review for it. I think.
Wait, I'm going to be the well, actually guy.
Okay.
Civ 5 is not an RTS.
Yeah.
What is it exactly?
Because an RTS is a real-time strategy. This is a turn-based strategy.
So StarCraft, which is real time, is RTS.
Okay.
Civ and like Heroes of Might and Magic are
just saving you an
turn-based.
email there, Chase.
Okay. Thank you for already trolling me. Well, I don't know if that's troll, but yeah.
But like, I just care about accuracy.
I know.
I don't care.
I know. Yeah. So I guess if I had to rate it, like, all right, should I do a 5 scale or should I do a 10 scale?
Don't do a scale.
All right.
Give me an adjective. You have 3 adjectives.
Okay, so it's adjective to describe, by the way, for those who don't, know what adjectives are. It's very unique, or yeah, all the gameplay. Every game is unique.
You're giving me nouns there. I want 3 adjectives.
Unique.
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 Long.
And
And
we're still talking about the game, right, Jason?
yes. Thank you for that.
If I didn't say it, you would have. So.
Yep. I just made the face, and that was it. Unique, long, and I want to say meh, but meh is not an adjective.
I'll accept a meh.
Yeah, because it's not great. Like with Civilization, I thought it was just great. Like I enjoyed it, but it's
okay. Unique, long, and meh.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. I like that scale better. 3.
I wonder what that translates to on Metacritic.
I don't. Oh gosh. Metacritic. Like I don't know how I should feel about Metacritic, just because like I've listened to Adam Sessler just tear apart Metacritic.
Yeah, that's
for another day. Can you imagine if I got Adam Sessler on and just go Metacritic, go, and just I'll just like sit back and just watch the fire just burn from his eyes. Oh man, Adam Sessler, I want you on the show. You should tweet me at @that_game_show or at Chase Bunker,
because he's listening. He's listening.
You never know who's listening. That'd be amazing. Like
Einstein, the ghost of Einstein. No, ghost of Julius Caesar. F that Augustus guy. We're on your camp.
Oh my gosh.
You were robbed in Civ 5.
By the way, have you read the reviews for Civ 5 on Steam?
I know.
They're usually like 10 out of 10. Asterisk, don't trust Gandhi.
Yeah. oh gosh.
Man.
Yeah.
Gandhi with his nukes. All right. So, is there anything else that we should bring up today? By the way, have you seen Fantastic Four yet, Murph?
I'm not gonna.
Oh man,
I think that's the right answer.
I'm not gonna.
I'm
happy.
okay.
I think I called this. Did I not?
No, we all called this. We all called that.
Well, I think we all thought it wouldn't do as well as we were thinking or hoping it would. I don't think any of us thought it would do this abysmally.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I honestly thought that Pixels would have done worse, and I guess I was wrong.
Pixels was the best way to describe Pixels is if Adam Sandler and Kevin James were like, "Hey, what do you think it'd be like if we were on Nick Arcade?" And they just kind of went from there. I watched the girlfriend and I. We went over to this drive-in and we watched Fantastic Four, but it was a double feature. So it was one price, 2 movies, and the other was Ant-Man. So I paid $6 to watch Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, like, first off, everything that Curtis said in the previous episode, which if you haven't checked that out, check that out. He was correct. Another thing that he didn't mention on was the fact that the scene where in the trailer where the thing is like curled up in a rock and he falls down, they're like, how long do you think he's gonna be? About 2 minutes, maybe less than that. Like, that's not even in the movie.
Oh, really? That's a big part of the trailer.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, okay, this is gonna be big. Like, I don't remember this at all, and it's not like I peed or anything, and like I could have missed a scene. No, I sat through the entire movie and was like, where is this scene?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
But it's like there was so much potential, and it's like up to like the intro's good, and like the little like Doctor Doom horror scene's good, but like they don't describe like why he's bad. He's just like, tick, I'm bad, and then just wrecks face to everybody. And it's
yeah.
Maybe like Curtis and I were talking about it. Like maybe it could go through Wolverine syndrome, where the first one's bad, but the second one could be much better. But
I read last week that they're already contemplating a sequel.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that too?
Yeah. I think they're already like they said it's a definite that it's going to be a 2017 sequel. Yeah, and
never learn.
How do you think they should do this? Because I saw this poll, and I want to know your opinion. Do you think that they should sell to Marvel, have a deal with Marvel to where, like, similar to Spider-Man, or should they just already get another reboot or make the sequel?
Well, so what I wish they would do is just sell it to Marvel, because at this point I have given up on Fox's ability to understand on how you make a good superhero movie.
Oh, like, don't give up until after Deadpool, though. Wait until after Deadpool.
Wait till after
Deadpool
and Apocalypse.
The problem is now I'm worried about Deadpool.
Right?
It did. Right? Yeah. That's what I was worried about as well. Like, as soon as I saw this, I'm like, I don't screw up Deadpool. Like, I think from the trailer of Deadpool, I think it's going to be good.
I hope so. I really hope so. But
so you think they should sell back to Marvel?
That's what I wish they would do. What they'll probably do is just sit on it and lay another egg, and then maybe 10 years later continue making bad Fantastic Four movies. And I
don't think Marvel wants it at this point because 10 years separated these two movies more or less. Both of them didn't do particularly well. Marvel's winding down their Fantastic Four comic series.
Yeah,
I think they're sort of stepping away from that group of characters for a while.
But in its defense, look what it did with Hulk. You had the Fox Hulk, blah. The Marvel Hulk, not as blah.
No, really good.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't do another origin story. And
correct. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have to. In fact, I think part of the problem with this movie, and I don't want to get really into it, is because they did an origin story. Because they don't trust the viewer to understand, oh, hey, they're a superhero team. They got powers. Now they're a family. The end.
The only way I could see Marvel deciding to pick up Fantastic Four again and not do an origin story like we are all saying we don't need anymore is if the inclusion of Spider-Man goes very well and really takes off, because they've said his story is not going to be an origin story.
Right, which is amazing because
which is great.
How many origin stories for Spider-Man have we had? Like
we've had
four?
We've had several. We've had two movies, two movie franchises, right?
Yeah.
One with 3 movies, one with 2. Those are 2 origin stories.
But we also didn't get an origin story with the Marvel Hulk movie as well. It wasn't really as much of an origin story.
It wasn't as which is what I think like some origin stories are good, but like Iron Man worked because it was the introduction of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
And he was a B-list character until the movie came out.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man, I could have gone with less of an origin story, but whatever.
The point is we don't need a Spider-Man origin story because whether connected to the MCU or not, we've seen 5 movies in the past about that character.
Right. Everyone knows. Okay. Here's the you can acknowledge it. He has an origin. Hey, I was in a lab. I got bit by a spider. Now I have spider powers. Go.
Yeah.
All right.
That can be. That's literally the first 5 minutes of your movie. That's all it can be. Like
first 10 seconds.
Like that's during your opening credits.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could have 2 dudes on a street. Hey, did you hear about this Spider-Man guy? Yeah, I heard he got bit by a spider. Huh? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go.
There you go. Stan Lee says that.
Yeah.
Right. Then you're good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, doesn't make a cameo either.
Oh.
Yeah. In Fantastic Four.
Well, it's not
it's not
his deal is with Marvel, right? It's not with
I think it's with any of them.
I don't know, but
maybe he knew the movie was bad and didn't want to do.
That's what some people are saying.
Do an appearance, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything we missed?
No,
Next week I probably want to talk about Dragon Con. A little preview.
Yes. All right. Next week we're also gonna do obscure questions about me, which is gonna be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. It's also gonna get really weird. All right. Anyways, that is it for today's show. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a great teaser for next week. I know how to tease and promote. I know how to do it. I don't know what that was, but that's okay. Thank you guys very much for watching, whether you're not watching us on YouTube or if you're listening to us on a podcast. Thank you very much for making us a part of your day. You can follow the show on Twitter at @that_game_show. You can also follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker. You can follow Murph on Twitter as well at Murph from Podcasts. I say that right?
Nope. At Dork Night Show.
Okay, whatever. You can follow like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. You can also like the YouTube page, youtube.com/thatnewshowshow. Other than that, Clay, did I forget anything?
I think we're good.
Murph, did I forget anything?
Check out my game at LOCKEMURPH.itch.io.
All right, there you go. Check that out. Make your brain hurt because I can't comprehend things. My mind. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye-bye.